Hello my G's, it's your superstar Monetize kama kawaida Matilo, ama unanita vipi kadada?
Hey, I go by the name Director Lennox and you know what it is. Ni more than just entertainment. Na leo tuko kwa YouTube channel ya Mr. Patrick.
Yani tunasema the author. Na leo ameletea Matilo in the building na kama kawaida kama ibada ni kufanya subscribe. Manze,
and una make sure una like na una comment manze. It's all about support manze. Great content manze. It's all about books, reviews and all these things. Hello Africa, hello world. I am Director Lennox and I'm welcoming you to another episode of the West Side Dopeness, you know, and I have my amazing co-host ako somewhere pale
with your superstar kama kawaida Matilo ama kadada. Nani episode ingine nisema more than just entertainment,
more than just
yani
entertainment.
In section ile ya educate my youth.
Edutainment, right?
Edutainment.
Ni edutainment.
Na kama kawaida kuna mgeni wetu kama kawaida na kamkuapia ile uzuri na kuapia future. Yani tunasema miaka ni 650. 650. Na leo tumebarikiwa tena na tena. Tumekuwa na mgeni wetu kama kawaida. Tulisema ni msemo mwenye ni multi talented.
Oh, wow.
Anafanya everything.
Oh, wow.
Na leo tena amekuja.
Books and
yani,
write books.
Unasema anaandika.
You know,
anaandika.
One thing about Mr. Patrick, all these books ni vitabu zenye ameandika.
Na tena anabebana nazo.
And he's always with books and it's just inspirational, you know. And we are welcoming him right now. Sikia sauti yake kwa another episode. Mr. Patrick, karibu.
Asante.
Welcome again.
Thank you so
karibu.
much.
Welcome.
Yes. To the listeners, to the viewers, I hope you are doing well. Ladies and gentlemen, this is something good to have you.
Yeah.
And as they introduce themselves, allow me also to introduce myself to my viewers.
Exactly.
I have a YouTube channel by the way.
Oh wow.
Okay. So let me do it the way I normally do it.
Oh, okay, do it.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, the channel is Teach Patrick Egon. As always, remember to subscribe if you have not done so, because by your subscription, by your watch time, by your sharing, you are going to do a favor to this channel and we are going to grow together. Thank you so much. Guys, thank you for inviting me.
Wow.
I know the topic today is hot.
Oh,
baya sana.
Ni moto.
Kwani nile uradi.
Before tuende, please make sure unaingia kwa YouTube channel ya Mr. Patrick.
Unafanya mambo.
Mr. Teach Patrick Egon on YouTube channel. Una make sure una subscribe hapo. Ndio anytime akiangusha kitu moto, unapata that notification mtu wa kwanza.
Na kama kawaida kama ibada, wenye wako na namba yangu hapo, leo masaa ni muru ile masaa yetu. Ukipata status hapo, copy your link. Fika pale, tuma message. Akitu kwanza ukifika pale, subscribe.
Exactly.
Ring the bell. Ring the bell utakuwa unapata anything Patrick anaeka. Uta miss any information. Kitu ya pili, like pale. Na usichoke, ukisha watch kidogo, tuma comment. Usikue na hivyo, ukishafanya hivyo, si uradi Patrick.
Kabisa.
Uradi.
Yeah.
Somebody might be asking, why are we talking about this? And I'll tell you this. Naona huyu Matilo karibu ongea kama ule mjamaa wa Newton anasema maintain.
Katu hapo.
It is good to talk about that because we're actually talking about talents.
Exactly.
Creating content is part of talent.
Exactly.
So I wanted just to clarify that.
Wait. You know, topic ya leo is quite entertaining, you know, and tulisema ni edutainment, right?
Edutainment.
So content creation pia ni talanta.
Exactly, because umefikiria ndo come nayo.
Mr. Patrick, we have three things. Let's go straight into this. Tuko na talent.
Yes.
Tuko na ability.
Yes.
And we have skills.
Yes.
Tuambie these things. Are they the same things? Ama ni there are three different things totally?
Ni mama na watoto. What do I mean by that?
Sawa.
Mama na watoto.
They are related.
Abilities. Abilities is the capacity to do something. That's an ability. So you can have two kinds of abilities.
Okay.
You can have a talent which is inborn, or you can have a skill which you are being trained on.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, like let me give you an example. Matilo is talented in hairdressing.
Yes.
and professionalism yangu ni beautician. Hiyo nimesomea. Nimesomea. Sasa tebu nipe different ya kukua vile mimi nimezaliwa nikijua kusonga nikijua kushuka. But nilienda shule nikapata that ile upolish yani ukue.
So
hapo inaweza kuaje?
Kuna mtu let's go to journalism. That's the easiest way. Kuna mtu akishika mic anasoma news naturally, fluently. You see, that's talent. But kuna mtu akifundishwa after doing the college, doing all those things, that is when sasa atakuja kufanya news presentation because of the training. So this one has a skill because of the training. The other one is talented naturally.
And like kama tuseme like unapata mtu amesomea that course like mimi niliingia college mwalimu tu alikuwa ananiambia ati chora eyebrows, mimi najipata nimechora na hajanifundisha ile sana. Like ni nini hiyo inafanya different from talent to hiyo kufundishwa unafanya perfect?
Yes. So kitu ya kwanza I want us to know that God made us differently.
Everybody.
And every one of us here has a purpose. We are purposed differently. There's a reason why you are here. And that's why when I go out talking to people, I always tell people, who will cry during your burial?
Wow.
Because I'm asking you, from the gifts you are given, what legacy are you going to leave out to people? When you are being formed as a small seed, there were many other seeds which could have actually been allowed to form. But from biology you learned that it was the fastest which was formed. So technically God allowed you to be the fastest, and that is why you are formed. When you were born, how many children, how many kids were still born? No, still born. Like they didn't have the chance to be born. Very many of them. So
very many.
Now you are born. How many died during that period?
Many.
How many had the chance to go to nursery school?
Very few.
From your nursery school, how many had the chance to finish or to complete their class 8?
Yeah, class 8.
From class 8, how many had the chance to do form 4? And that way. So what I normally tell people is there is a providence. There is a reason why you were given this particular chance to serve a particular purpose. And I love using the story of Moses. Moses, you know Moses?
Yeah.
In the Bible. Yeah. This guy, all the boys were being killed. You see? Then Mama wa Moses decided that I have to give chance to Moses. Akamchukua kwa river. We are in Nakuru, sindio? Give me the chances of surviving in Njoro River. Hatumewekelewa na kikapu.
Ni ngumu alai.
But look at this situation. Moses aliekelewa kwa River Nile of all the.
Hiyo ni kubwa hata kushinda Darugu. Ni kubwa. Na aka survive. Then what happened next? The person who discovered Moses was the daughter to the people, the daughter to the person who was giving out the decree for the boys to be killed.
To be killed, yeah. That
na ni miracle. Yaani amejipata tena kwa nyumba tu ya mkubwa.
The next thing, who came by? When Miriam saw what was happening, she came by and said, I can help you
to take care.
No. She said, I'll bring a woman who will come and help to take care of this particular boy.
And who was the woman?
Who was the woman? The mother.
The mother.
Look at such coincidences.
Do you God and you're great? God has got reasons.
Because he had a
reason.
Without Moses, the Israelites would not have moved out of Egypt. So there was a reason for that particular thing. Let's come back home. I want you to understand that in your capacity, you have a talent or you have a skill. So what is important is for you to actually discover. The discovery process is what Matilda was asking me. And I'll give you my practical example. When I was in class 6, I actually knew deep inside me that one day I will want to write a book. And I had a classics. And I had a friend, and alikuwa anaitwa Maxwell Kipsang. He was in class 8. And that guy already had written a manuscript.
In class 8?
In class 8. So for me, I was in class 6, looking forward to what Maxwell was doing in class 8. And my very good uncle anaitwa Alan alikuwa ananimakia composition na kunifundisha nikiwa class 6. But I had the urge such that when I was reading the books like na H. Olekulet, when I was reading Moses Kibaya for Moses series, when I was reading books by Ken Walibora, Siku Njema and the likes, I was asking myself, when will I get the chance, you see, to have such kind of a characters and develop my talent? So, unconsciously, I will also write motivational quotes and paste them on the wall. Nimeandika and nimeipaste. And my mother, a very protective mother by all means, there is an article by there which was done. She will ask and marvel like, where did this one come from and why are you writing? And for me, the naive me could not actually explain where it came from. You see? So that is how talents can come in. Sometimes you find yourself easily at ease. You are doing a lot of things. You are doing something very well. Wewe umesema you are born into fashion. So you find yourself, unaona vitu zimekaa hapo nyumbani, you find you have arranged them differently.
Unataka ikuwe hivi.
Yes.
Unataka kuwe smart.
Kuna watu wakikaa mahali, let's say you have kids, you see? The next thing you'll find one kid is arranging the other kids into a line. Is doing some sorting, is doing some order. That is a talented leader, naturally. Yeah. So if you want to know that you have a talent in something, seek out what is this thing you are actually easily doing it. Two other things I normally tell people when they identify their talent. Brother, if you had money and money was not your problem, what would you be doing?
If I had money and money was not my problem, yes, I ningekuwa in a big studio somewhere. You
see? Because it's into media. If money is not your problem, it means you will not be fixed in your 8 to 5 job. You'll be a free soul to actually do what you like.
Exactly.
See? So look at that. That is part 1. What is this thing? If money was not your problem,
what can you be doing?
What you will be doing? Which of is your part 1 of the talent? Part 2 of the question is, when you are actually tired, when you are actually bored, what is this thing, even if you do, you don't feel tired, like your 8 to 5 job?
It's more of a stress reliever.
Yes, it's more of a stress reliever.
Stress reliever.
That is where your talent lies.
Oh, okay.
So somebody can have 2 talents.
You can have as many as possible. Kuna kitu inaitwa multi talents. Kama vile mko mnaniintroduce hapa Patrick. Some people are asking me, so how do you become an engineer? How do you become a writer, motivational speaker?
When ni dresser, when ni artist, when ni nani, when ni nani. Hizo maswali naulizwaga.
You can be multi talented. That is okay.
And there's something, you know, tuko kwa generation yenye right now.
Yes.
Skills.
Yes.
What you can do.
Yes.
Is like the most sought after thing. You know, hata nimeona the government sasa iko inajaribu kwa the tertiary education, TVETs and stuff inakuwa pushed. Ndio ile skill yenye umepata kwa akili yako, it's more important. So at a young age, how can parents discover ati watoto wao wako na like a specific kind of talent ndio waanze kuinacha mapema? How can they do that?
Now, kitambo, people valued uniqueness. You see? Then kitambo, people used to pass down skills, family to family. In Kikuyu culture, we were doing a book by this lady anaitwa nani. I'm forgetting the name, but the book is Introduction to the Kikuyu Culture. And you see, medicine men could pass that inaitwa bogo from one generation to the other. So akizaliwa wamezaliwa akiwa na the special thing. Now the blacksmiths could pass that to other blacksmiths in that particular generation.
Like kama mamako alikuwa anashuka, like my mother, my great grandmother alikuwa anashuka.
Yes.
Grandmother anashuka, my mother anashuka. Now me nashuka, sister yangu anashuka. But kuna mtoto mmoja mwenye anifuata ashuki. Sasa hiyo inakuja aje?
There is a tendency now, what I was telling you is kitambo skill and talents were passed from one generation to the other. So that ulikuwa unajua family ya kina Matilo ni watu wa kushu.
Yeah, if back home that thing is there.
Yes.
Unajua tu ile familia ni wanachezanga boli.
Ile ni ya wasanii.
Ile ni ya wasanii pale. Lakini ile wale wasichana wakina nani pale wale wanajua kudance. Wale wanajua, so it has been a family thing all along.
Saigon.
Yes.
Like tunaweza sema whizzing talent. Uje kuna mtu ako professional.
Thinking of it.
Wacha nikwambie kuna ule professional.
Let me give you this. That guy is talented in analyzing. Now I'm talking about professional thief.
Yeah.
That guy is talented in analyzing issues because before you steal, you have to think so much about it. The only problem is they have now used it in a wrong way because they are lazy. They don't want to use this talent and skill to develop something. Yes. Anyway, let's come back to this.
Tunakuja hapo
quite insightful the outsiders,
like unacheki history, let's say like I was thinking about if someone outside there anaweza convince na uchukue simu yako na umtumie 20k. Ule mtu sasa anaweza tengeneza gorofa.
Sasa unaona talent kama hiyo, ni talking to people. Unaona? You are good in reading their minds. You are a sweet talker. It's only that huyu mtu ako na shida mbili. Tamaa, no? And being lazy.
Na ni ukweli.
Shida ya mwizi tu. Tamaa, because huyu mtu anajitakia vitu mzuri. It's only that he doesn't want to be patient to wait.
Exactly.
Unaona? Yes. So let me go back kwanza to what you are saying. That is the African culture. Enda uzunguni sahi, you see they spot the talents. I'm trying to answer your question.
Exactly.
They spot the talents of their kids and they specialize in that.
Exactly.
That is very different from our education system yetu in Africa. Sasa ule mjamaa unampata, if they are into machines, they'll be into machines. I work in an international company, by the way. I don't know if you know that.
Okay.
And we have the opportunity to meet with these people. And when you talk with them, they'll tell you that for me, I was born in a family doing poultry, and it remained a sexer from being young person, class 8, up to today. You're the professionalism yake. You find another one born into a family of maybe boilers. He turned into a boiler technician or HVAC technician, just because that is their life. Mbona? Now the education system ya Kenya inafuata kitu ilifanywa na Ford 1880s huko. What was happening? This is what was happening. We initially cars were made for special reason. You see, and only special people could actually afford to buy cars. But Ford thought of this. We have the masses. So my summer the distribution curve. So you have this while you start, then the center is big, ikienda. So Ford was addressing the masses, the normal human people. And how can you do that? He manufactured vehicles which can be bought by the normal people. And that one, he had a lot of market. So what did the education system do? Education system, because of industrialization, they wanted people who can work to produce these things in mass. So what do? Instead of settling down, Matilo kufundishwa mambo ya kusuka, huyu kufundishwa mambo ya media, Patrick kufundishwa mambo ya kuandika, we submit all of the three of you into a normal system. That is why we have an education system. Kila mtu achaguliwi sijui nini.
Okay,
wote place moja. So what will happen is it's only now the rich or those who will understand and value talents who will now take their kids
wakwe nurtured.
Wakwe nurtured.
Exactly.
And that is why CBC is coming in. For me, I support CBC. If we had the resources in public schools, CBC will be the best. If you go to private schools who have actually invested in CBC, you will see what CBC should actually be.
So it's working.
It's working.
Unapata mtoto ameingia grade 1, wameanza kutafuta ni nini anapenda. And they are taught on that. And while the talent is being developed, they are being taught the skills. Unapata mtu anafundishwa swimming,
kutengeneza nyumba.
Mtu anafundishwa skating, mtu anafundishwa a music instrument. You see? So this is important because this person maybe ajitambui for now. You are submitting him or her to many choices so that they can make a decision on what to do. Yes.
Oh wow.
Like nilikuwa nilikuwa meeting ya my parents. Then one of the head teacher akaongea akasema like it is good tukubali CBC kwa sababu like mtoto ameambiwa atengeneze gari homework.
Yes.
Ule mtoto atakaa peke yake, atatafuta box, atatengeneza. Na kuna mwingine ametengeneza. Ametengeneza gari real. Ile mpaka amekuwekea kuna gear hapo, everything ametengeneza. Ule mwingine ametengeneza box tu na akaweka waya. Kuna akiliweka kama mwalimu utajua uni engineer. Huyu hata hizi tengeneza nyumba, ni mwalimu. Ukimpea yenyewe kachoka, ataandika. But gari atengene. Na kuna maana anatengeneza gari smart, ni nyumba ameweka mpaka like unajua tu huyu ni engineer. Huyu ni mwalimu. Huyu hata kuna haja tumfundishe, huyu anapenda kuimba. That's why I'm supporting CBC.
Yes.
So now thinking of it, talent, abilities, and skills, can they have a negative impact for life ya mtu?
This is the issue. What I know. When you don't actually achieve this talent, you normally feel uko na mzigo fulani.
Because you find it perfect.
Yani una feel maisha yako, there is something in a miss.
Iko stagnant.
Stagnant. Maika, now you feel you are not actually complete.
Yeah, exactly.
That is what I know. For me, for example, if you told me to be an engineer without writing books, I'll feel I'm not complete.
Yeah.
If you tell me to be a motivational speaker without being an engineer, I feel I'm not complete. Because I knew this is Patrick is into 5 areas. Ukinipata kwa biashara, that is me. Ukinipata kwa engineering, that is you. Ukinipata kwa hivyo. You see? So you need to know, one, what are the avenues at least you can be able to use to actually make this talent successful. Do you see? Isiende ukiwa na nini? Na mzigo. That is one. Number 2, you should actually work and make sure you develop the talent so that ikusaidie. Let me come back to my life. Somebody who ananiuliza, so how do you manage to balance?
Yeah.
When you know your talent, you have the following choices. Training is very important. That is what you asked me the other time. Yes, you're good in writing, but writing naturally, talent is like table salt. You see table salt, you know table salt. Chumvi ile ya kawaida. It's freely available in life. But now, the people who actually transform that talent into a product are very few. Because you need determination, you need concentration, you need consistency, and you need something known as compounding effect. The power of the small habits, the power of the small actions. You see, there are some books I have written for 8 years. Where tukipatana utaniambia I was an overnight success. Without knowing that, 8 years down the line, I started doing the first paragraph.
8 years down the line?
Yes. So you need to understand that these talents, you have them. Now work on them. Otherwise, talents without actually working on them is a problem. So how do you do that? One, actually understand you have a talent and choose to intentionally work on it. 2, get training. If you are good in maybe media, ukienda media school, it will add to your talent. Kama wewe ni msusi, it will polish your kusuka. If you are a writing guru, like let's say Patrick, if you go to Writers Fellowship, you go to YouTube, you can listen to people doing writing, you have the heart to do what? To grow it. Now, if you're multi-talented like Patrick, avoid being a one-man show. Otherwise, you will crack and you are going to die off.
What do you mean by a one-man show?
One-man show is this. Patrick wants to be in engineering. At the same time, you see, like now, as we speak, my engineering work is ongoing. You see? But sasa mimi nataka mimi ndio nikuwe nafanya engineering, mimi ndio nikuwe nafanya writing, mimi ndio nikuwe nafanya mentorship.
Yani kila kitu ni wewe.
I only did this when I realized this is what I want. I gave myself the goal to develop the ideas. When the ideas were ripe, I worked on developing systems. You see? And then there's a principle I normally tell people. If you cannot explain a complex thing to somebody like a class 3 kid, you don't understand that thing. What do I mean by that? I have a vision to work on to develop a publishing company. I should be able to tell my team my vision, my mission,
convincingly,
my core values, and talk to them so that they can take these core values, core missions, and make them their visions. You see, the way you work in Riri TV, you are now playing into part of the mission of the Riri TV founder.
Exactly.
So by doing that, you can actually have people who will work on your behalf to propagate the talents. That is what I mean. You see?
Oh, okay. Like I have this last question. Like kila mtu dunia mzima, like everyone akona talent.
Yes.
Umesema talents ni give kila mtu amepewa.
Yes.
So kila mtu ako talented in one way or the other.
One way or the other. Now, some of us have more gifts.
Multi-talented.
Some of us will discover they are talented. Some of us will never.
Like at which age can you discover the talent of your child?
Any.
Even at 1 month?
Yes.
At a 1 day old
like
kids.
Books.
No longer.
Books, they are like children. Why do we say that? Because children develop very differently. So the same thing, children will have different times to know their talents. But mothers, because of nurturing these kids, they actually see na huyu anafanya tofauti na huyu. Huyu anafanya tofauti na huyu. So what plays so much into talents again ni environment. Vile mtoto anakuzwa. What are the opportunities you are giving out to these people? You see? The youngest author published akiwa class 3 in Kenya. By there alikuwa na 10 years. Why? Because the parent were able to identify this talent kwa hiyo mjamaa na kumpea support.
That the support needed. Wow.
And I hope you'll get the opportunity to tell people how to monetize their talents.
By the way, and I have 3 questions. Last questions as we wrap up.
Yes.
It has been an amazing episode.
Yes.
I have the question number 1. Kuna watu talented so much, but unapata maybe somebody is a footballer, for example, but before ianze kupay the monetization part, before the football ianze kupay, unapata mtu anafanya kazi ya jua kali. So to me, I'm always thinking, it's like anapatia energy yangeka kwa this football career. The moment ameyeka kwa another channel because anataka to get some finances from it, it's like should I say deviate the energy inatoka from the actual thing yenye itamsupport for the rest of his life. Aya, utaniambia you love the next thing, how can somebody monetize their talent? Juu kuna talent zenye ni inborn, ile yenye hata somebody afai kwenda shule kujifundisha, ni something like that they just know willingly. And the third one ni, do you have any books written on talent coaching and everything around it? Yes.
Okay. Let's come back to your first question. You feel huyu mtu anatumia a lot of energy yenye angetumia kwingine.
Real talent.
Now, this is the reality we have. Jamaa, by the way, if you could answer the first question nikwambia, what you could have done kama pesa haingekuwa shida
yako.
By that. Huyo jamaa angeshinda kwa football mile
for the rest of his life.
But unfortunately, this guy is born into a humble family where their problem first is food. The second problem is shelter. Like your problems ni zile basics zenye tulisoma. Basic needs. Unajua bado kama your problems are in basic needs, even you talking about creating kule, it can be a problem. So mimi tu kitu naweza omba tu ni our country should reach in a point where we get resources so that people can be nurtured, so that people can be free to be themselves without actually going back to work so that they can fund their talents.
That is a request from West Side Dopeness to the government.
Exactly.
Yes. Wafanye something.
But they are actually working. They are working a lot. The Ministry of Sports, Ministry of kuna Sai Talent Ella, they're trying to expose people. Yes. Your second question?
The second question ilikuwa ni how to monetize this talent.
How to monetize these talents. Kitu ya kwanza, when you have discovered that you actually have a talent, I want you to be proud of the talent. And then number two, this is a problem I also have with authors. Somebody amekuja, we have worked on the book, we have published the book, but they don't want to sell the book. Do you know why? Because they feel ashamed. They feel like selling is shameful. You see? Because they don't want to they don't want to make this thing to be a product. You see? So they don't sell the books because they feel they are doing a shameful act by actually selling the books. So I want you to recognize this is a value in me, and I can actually make it into a product which can be sold and packaged. That is the first thing I want you to know, and I want you to value it. Now, go out there and attract the correct value for your talent. Some people are underpaid because they don't know their value. Now, a joke was being said that the Kalenjin community, ukimwambia Mungu leo tunataka kuomba Mungu akusaidie nini, anasema anything. You see? So so when you go outside there and you don't know the value of your talent, it means you are not you are not putting yourself into the correct proposition for your value. So you need to value and package it as a product and sell it for the correct value. Do not be tempted to undervalue yourself. The correct customer, the correct clientele will appreciate your work and they'll take it. You see? Yeah. Now from there, my friend, blow your trumpet.
Jioneshe.
Sell yourself out there.
People say, don't blow your trumpet, but they don't tell you, why did you buy the trumpet?
No, by the way, why did you buy it? If you're not blowing it.
Mbona ulipewa hiyo basi mbona ulipewa kukimbia na utaki kukimbia?
Seriously.
Mbona ulipewa sauti ya kuimba na utaki kuimba?
And uko nje, people nowadays are competing. People, when you go to content creation, we have an array of people doing content creation. So take time to brand yourself, package yourself, sell yourself. If you cannot do that by yourself, get people to manage you. That's why you have professional managers who manage talents. You see? The only thing is I want you to be discerning, I want you to be keen. And then when you are entering into a contract or you're entering into a position like that, kindly be very keen on the agreements you make. So that you don't end up, I've seen musicians in Kenya, they end up being underplayed.
It happens a lot of times.
They don't know actually what their value is. They don't know what they are going on this discussion with.
Wajui value nyako nayo.
Yes.
So they end up sell na 10%.
Na producers wana benefit.
Na managers wanakula vibaya sana.
Yes.
Wow. The last question was, are there any books around talents that you've done?
Yes. Most of my writing, be it fictional or non-fictional, they are related to how you can make the best out of yourself.
Wow.
You see? So even if you are talking about grit for the road, grit for the road, my article here inaitwa The Way to Grit. Way grit talks about passion, perseverance, and persistence. So it tells you to discover your passion and work persistently on it. You see?
It's all about talent.
Bringing out, go to this, bringing the best primary school. I've taught children on why it is important to do something about your talents. You got to bring the best high school. You go to Olidab country. Olidab country, the main character, anaitwa Shani. It's Shani's story. And Shani, she's a young girl who came from Nairobi to the village, and while at the village, after kufanya hizo vitu zote za village, saa 8 anaenda kuandika story yake because she wants to write because that is her talent, and she was worried how will I write. So the good thing is in the family yenye alikuwa, the father ni nurse, you see. So while walking around akampata msichana akiandika, and they created it in a very good way that alichukua hiyo akapigia baba ya Shani akamwambia, by then nimepata msichana wako akiandika very good things, and I think we need to support this particular talent. And what happened, they sought for a publisher, and na wakati Shani alikuwa anamaliza April holidays akaambiwa tuko na surprise yako. Akaambiwa surprise yako ni mgeni amekuja, and she was surprised huyo mgeni akikuja akimwambia tumechukua manuscript yako, we are going to publish. So that tells you I am writing so much about talent.
Exactly.
Wow. And this is to the parents out there, you know. I was listening to a story by a certain Tanzanian producer. Alikuwa anasema the parents, they are two brothers and they are all producers. So the moment the parents realize they are talented in doing these things, they bought them their first pianos, their first audio speakers, mpaka wakachukua bedroom yao wakawaundia like a soundproof corner for them just to do that. And it worked out for them. So they are the biggest producers in Tanzania, and it just shows how much support is important in enabling talents people pushed out there.
Wow. Like what I can encourage my parents wa Kenyans, mostly Kenyans, ukiona talent mtoto wako ako talented, kindly nurture it
kabisa.
As soon as possible ukinacha, like itafika position yenye pia wewe itajipa. Let's say an example of a boy in Kenya, Trimio. Like Trimio alianza akiwa shule na saizi
akiwa mdogo sana.
Like kuna talent zenye ukinacha haraka zinaweza rudisha do mbio.
Talents pay off. Talents pay off very fast.
Na like naona mzazi akikushika mkono ndio iko better. Then unapata wao wengine wameshika mkono na managers, mtu wa nje ameona talent ya mtoto wako anakulia talent ya mtoto wako. Then ungekuwa mwenye angeshika ungekulia mpaka mwisho kabisa. That's what tunaambia wazazi wa Kenyans. Ule mtoto usimwachilie hata kama ako kwa shosho. Pita ujue anafanya ni. Unaweza pata mtoto wako hata anatengenezaga ka nyumba, anachora, msichana anapaka ka makeup, akona ka beauty inside. Chukua hiyo kitu. Tengeneze tu hapa utakulia in future.
Wow. This has been an amazing show for the West Side family and everybody who has been tuning in from the start to cancel this conversation around talent. It has been amazing, Mr. Patrick. That was quite good. And but you see, we are not done with talents. To continue talking about it, expanding more into it, to bring in so many people when you are talented.
Na pia tuleta show kubwa
in so many ways.
Watu wa talent.
Tuweke watu when you are different talents and we just talk around it. So it will happen, and very soon we are bringing this thing for your TV channel and you'll be watching it live. You know how we do it, manze. The West Side Dopeness. Matilo.
Ai, kama kawaida kama kibada, yani ni show mura, show genje. West Side Dopeness, more than just entertainment. Stay tuned every Wednesday from 2 to 4 p.m. Tell a friend to tell a friend.
Big up. Adios.